Hello, fantastic fourth and fifth graders. It's lovely to see you again, even if it's on the screen. This week we're going to be talking about Jim Dine. So we've talked about Jim Dine and his pop art hearts a lot in the past. We are now going to move on to his printmaking, and he does sculpture, he does printmaking, he does painting, and he does a lot of sketching of tools and doing prints of tools in a large scale. So today we're going to be finding tools you have around your house. So something that I had a lot of paintbrushes. So I went ahead and did some drawings of my paintbrushes. So you're going to need a piece of paper and a pencil or a marker or a piece of charcoal, anything you have available. Okay, one option is to take your paintbrush. Voila, this is a very big guy. You're going to fill your page. If your page gets filled on the first one, guess what you could do? After the first one, you could switch papers. So if you have enough to have multiple papers, great. So this is one option. One option is to literally go ahead and trace around the outside of your tool. Remember to hold it in place and kind of angle that pencil in. And I'm kind of doing a sketchy line here. And then it's going to be your job to go back in and add the detail to your tool. So if that doesn't look exactly right, that's okay, because that's just your quick sketch, right? Also, if you don't like it, you could erase and start over or scribble over it and keep going. His papers have a lot of mistakes on it, and he just keeps going as if it's just part of his artwork. So I'm just looking now at the actual shape of my paintbrush, and I'm sketching it in. I'm adding in any of those inside lines that I didn't see when I traced the outside, or I didn't add. So I'm continuing to change it from a silhouette or an outside shadow to an actual detailed drawing. Right here I have this part, the handle, sketching that in. And then I'm going to keep going. And as I keep going, I'm just continuing to see the lines as I go up further. Notice they're still pretty sketchy. I could go back in and do it with a pen if I wanted. I'm just drawing in each individual line here. They do not need to be perfect. And then I'm going to add in some of those hairs here, or the bristles on my brush, just to get the idea. Once you get your paintbrush done, you can either leave it just like that, or you can go over it with a marker or with Sharpie or with a pen. Then the other way of doing this, guys, so that one I traced and then I added details. Another way you could do it is to literally draw it right next to it. So I can say, okay, right here, I know that's going out. The end's kind of like fluffy like that. And I'm just testing my drawing skills a little bit here. I see that it's curved like that right there. I keep going. And if your brushes or whatever you're drawing overlap, no big deal. If yours goes off the page, that's also totally fine. So I looked at mine carefully and I drew it, and then I just go back and try to make it as realistic as possible. Maybe I go in with my marker, maybe I go in with my pen to add in that hair or that bristle area down here. On my other draft, I went ahead and I used Sharpie and pen so I could get darker areas. That's not necessary. If you have charcoal, today would be a great day to use your charcoal. I'm going ahead and just adding in some lines to make it a little more realistic. So my paintbrush went off the page. I don't know if I need to make it quite that long. So I'm just going to sort of cut it off right here. No big deal. So far I have 2 paintbrushes on my paper, which is great. I would like you to do at least 4 tools. They can be all the same tool on here. And we are just going to be making these black and white. Or whatever color your pen is. If it's blue and white, that's okay. If you're just using pencil, gray and white is perfect, okay? We are going to make realistic drawings of tools, and I've just chosen to do paintbrushes. You can choose other things. What are some tools you could use? A hammer, nails, things from your kitchen. I can't wait to see what you draw.